Hi, welcome to the tutorial on distributing expense, revenue, and overhead to the partners. The objectives of this tutorial are to understand the distribution of joint venture account ledger transactions, distribute joint venture account ledger transactions, and review and revise the distributed transactions. After you have loaded the account ledger transactions to the joint venture management system and assigned DOIs to the transactions, you are ready to distribute the transaction amounts to the partners based upon the DOI assigned to each transaction. The distribution process creates distribution records of each transaction for each partner in the system. Later in the process, you will use the distribution records to create vouchers, invoices, and journal entries to bill and pay the partners. To distribute the transaction amounts to the partners of a joint venture, you run the Generate Joint Venture Distribution Detail program, RO9J402. Before you run the program, set up the processing options for the program. The Select tab includes a processing option to determine which ledger type to distribute. You can include the transactions of any ledger in the joint venture management system. The Process tab includes a processing option that enables you to set all AA ledger transactions that the system processes as distribution only transactions. You will use this processing option only if you want to distribute the transactions to the partners internally in the joint venture management system, but do not want to create joint venture invoices, vouchers, or journal entries for the partners. In the data selection form for the program, specify the joint ventures for which you want to distribute the account ledger transactions. Now you are ready to run the RO9J402 program. The program distributes the transaction records from the joint venture account ledger table FO9J11 to the partners of the joint venture using the DOIs or the direct bill to partners that are assigned to the transactions. The process creates records of the distributed transactions in the joint venture distribution detail table FO9J12. When the RO9J402 program completes processing, the system generates a report listing all the joint ventures that were included in the process and also any errors that occurred during processing. Now, let's review the distributed transactions and revise them if needed. You can review and revise the joint venture distributed transactions using any of these programs. Work with JV Account Ledger PO9J12, JV Distribution Summary by Partner PO9J12B, JV Distribution Detail by Partner PO9J12C. Let's discuss these programs. Use the PO9J12 program to review the distributed transactions for each joint venture account ledger record. Select a joint venture account ledger record on the Work with Joint Venture Account Ledger form and click Select. Review the amounts distributed to each partner based on the percent of interest specified in the DOI. You can use the other two programs, PO9J12B and PO9J12C, to review the distributed transactions sorted by partner. The JV Distribution Summary by Partner program, PO9J12B, enables you to quickly review the total distributed amounts for each partner included in a specific joint venture and the total distributed amount for the joint venture. The JV Distribution Detail by Partner program, PO9J12C, enables you to review the distribution information by partners for all the joint ventures that the partners are associated with. If a partner participates in multiple joint ventures, you would be able to review the distributed amounts and totals by joint venture and the totals by partner. You can use any of these programs, PO9J12, PO9J12B, or PO9J12C, to revise the transaction status and add a remark. To learn more about how to distribute the joint venture transaction amounts to the partners in a joint venture, Visit the set of task based tutorials, Distributing Expenses, Revenue, and Overhead in the Learning Path, Creating and Managing Joint Ventures in JD Edwards Enterprise One. You can access the learning path from learnjde.com. Thanks for watching.